All right, everybody. I'm Billy Bolden. I am the Assistant Dean of Students and Director of Sorority and Fraternity Engagement, and I am here with one of my liaisons, Delta Tau Delta, for Lessons on Liaison. I'm really excited to talk to the guys at Delta today a little bit more about recruitment. And so go ahead and guys and introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are and what your roles are.
Yep. So my name is John Swanson. I'm the current president here at Delta Tau Delta. And this is the recruitment chair, Logan Norris. He's the head of recruitment. We have a team, but he's the head of the recruitment chair. So
awesome. Thanks, John. Thanks, Logan. Thanks for being here. You know, it was interesting for me because as I started this fall semester, one of the things that I was looking at numbers and I was like, dang, man, Delta's big. Delta's the biggest chapter in our community at almost 150 members, just about, plus or minus there, depending on where you're at today. And so I knew we had to talk about recruitment. We had to know about what's going on over there. And so today's your chance to share the secret sauce recipe. Everyone's got to know what's happened over there to get some of the guys in Delta. So kind of walk us through the process. Tell us about what does recruitment look like in Delta Tau Delta?
Yeah, so I'm the head of recruitment. I'm the VP. There's two other guys that are kind of my assistant, help out. Obviously, our whole chapter as a whole does their part in helping out and sort of, referring guys, giving recommendations, that sort of thing. They kind of send guys to our way, the three of us. So most of our recruiting takes place, though, for the fall recruitment takes place at like the start of May, goes throughout the summer. Beforehand, some things that we like to do that really helped us out were we had a few meetings before the summer with one of our previous chapter advisors. We had like John, our vice president, the previous recruitment chair come to it. We kind of just sat down, figured out a plan and some goals and expectations, talked about some things that went well in the previous years, some things that didn't go well. So we kind of had a plan as to what we wanted to do going into the summer. That really helped us out a lot, I think, and made us be successful. Obviously, there were some other things that we did over the summer too, like our barbecue outing where we have all of our active members come back for the weekend, and we invite a bunch of potential new members up, kind of just hang out at the house, get to know some of the guys. That's kind of their first chance where some of the new P&Ms will kind of really get to see a lot of the older guys and actives. So that was a really successful event too.
Love that. Yeah. So it sounds like you're kind of using like a funneling system where all of the actives, all the alumni, everybody can kind of like think about who they know, who they might be connected to, and kind of drive that to your recruitment team. And then your recruitment team is doing all the heavy lifting to make sure that you have a new member class that is good for the fraternity.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's so many guys in our house. We have guys from literally almost all over the country. So everyone kind of seems like can figure out some guys that they know that might be good fits that are coming in. And that really helps having such a big group of guys.
How do you manage that? How do you manage, getting guys from all over the country, into Ames, Iowa, and into the fraternity here?
Yeah, so like Logan was saying, I mean, we have a lot of active members, but we have a bigger alumni, a bigger alumni group of people who are all over the country, like you said, who can give us references and really can share that excitement about Ames, Iowa. And so we take those recommendations and share them to Logan and the rest of the recruitment team. Yeah. And they do a great job of relaying their experience and kind of give them an excitement to come to Iowa State, to come to join Russian fraternity, and especially here at Delta Tau Delta. So
yeah, I love that. So you talked a little bit about your preparations for the fraternity and recruitment, and talked about some of that training that you're doing and the meetings and conversation. Give us a little bit more insight into that. Like what are you covering? What are you talking about? What are, like, if you had like 3 big takeaways from training that chapters should really know about if they want a successful recruitment, what should they learn from your training?
Go ahead. So we kind of like what I mentioned before, but we really looked at kind of what went well in the previous years, like some things that they did that they thought made them successful and get a good amount of guys, whether that's like last year, I know when they were doing the COVID thing, or when it was kind of COVID and whatnot, they made like a big recruitment video that they put on like YouTube, and we really heavily promoted it on like our social media. Kind of just making posts like that, just trying to get our name and us and what we're about kind of out there so other people can see that too. That was something that we thought was really successful. Just kind of going over other things that we didn't think were that successful and making sure we could avoid doing those again, or so that way we didn't run into the same problem that we had ran into in the years past.
Yeah, to add on to that, I mean, we also take advantage of what the university provides us and the sorority fraternity office with the list of phone numbers of people who are interested in joining and rushing a fraternity and going to Iowa State. And then we reach out to as many of those guys as we can, make personal connections, and then even have actives reach out to them so that they're always in contact until they do end up coming to orientation.
I love that. So you're doing, is it a lot of like cold calls, also text messages? What do you find works best?
We did a lot of texting, or like kind of reaching out to guys on Instagram, I guess. We had some guys reach out through us on like DMs and stuff like that because we had put our Instagrams and stuff out there on like our Delt's Instagram. But ours was mostly texting, and we kind of just talk to them, give them a brief rundown quick, and then just kind of try and create some conversation, get to know them a little bit better, just over text, obviously, and then try and just push it a little further and ask when we can like meet up, when's a good time to meet up and get to know each other better and kind of really talk about this.
So what would be, let me hear from both of you on this. What's your like one best pro tip? Like if there's one thing that every recruitment chair should do, what should he do to be successful in recruitment?
Me, I would say, kind of sounds, it's almost like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take or whatever. So I'd say like don't be afraid to like reach out to like a ton of guys. You know, you never know what could happen, and you're not gonna get every guy or hit on every guy, but just reach out to as many guys as you can. Try and get as many numbers and other guys from your brothers and stuff like that to help you out, and just really talk to and try and meet as many guys as possible, because the more you can never have too many guys, really.
Gotcha. I think it's a Wayne Gretzky quote also.
Yeah.
Yep. And then from my perspective, I mean, just as president, I mean, I personally feel like making those personal connections and actually like kind of cutting out the official, like just getting to know them one-on-one. I feel like you kind of get rid of that like kind of nervousness that they might have joining a fraternity or going to Iowa State, because they're all pretty young, I'd say. And once you get to know them better as a person and make those personal connections, then I usually like to go from there and then advise it to Logan. So
yeah, awesome. Well, you know, I think this has really been helpful, and I think this is relatable to a lot of people. Not every chapter wants to be 150 people, and I think that's totally cool. You don't have to be. I like the advice you all gave and kind of teeing people up for how, Delta does it. And I think that we can always learn from each other, even if it's not the way that we want to do things, the way we want to have things done. There's something we can learn from each other and how to be successful. So thanks for doing that. One last thing before we go, if you want to give one type of shout out or just one thing you want to share about Delt with the world, let us know what it is, and then we'll wrap it up and get out of here. Doesn't have to be recruitment related.
I mean, hey, if I guess you're interested, or if you have any more questions, then let us know.
I love that. Never missing an opportunity to find another guy to join. Yeah. Appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.